It's time for Dodger Baseball. Live from Dodger Stadium, Prime Ticket presents the Dodgers as they take on the Houston Astros. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Sunday to you, wherever you may be. Dodgers concluding a homestand and concluding the series with the Houston Astros. They've beaten them twice, trying for a sweep. Interesting enough, the last time the Dodgers swept the Astros in a three-game series at Dodger Stadium was way back in May of 2001. Today, it will be Hiroki Kuroda with a record of 7-14 going to the mound for the Dodgers. And for Houston, a 20-year-old. He won't be 21 till the middle of October. That would be Jordan Lyles, born in 1990. So it's the Dodgers and the Astros wrapping up the homestand. Dodgers go to Milwaukee, then Colorado and St. Louis before getting home. We'll have it all for you coming up right after this. Hyundai. People are talking about Hyundai Uncensored. See what they're saying at mysocalhyundai.com. By 76 Gasoline. We're on the driver's side. By CarMax. Now more than ever, the smart choice is CarMax. And by AT&T.
And welcome back, everybody. Getting you set for Dodger baseball as they go for a sweep against the Houston Astros on this Sunday afternoon with Steve Lyons. I'm Patrick O'Neill. You know, Matt Kemp hit a home run last night. A lot of people aren't talking about this, at least in the media. If he has a monster September, Steve, I mean, he can lock up the MVP because we're talking triple crown potential.
Absolutely, and now we're starting to go on a road trip against teams that matter. They're still relevant, so he's going to get showcased a little bit. You look at his numbers so far this season, and look what he's on pace for. Those would be some monster numbers. Obviously, a chance to be close to 40-40, if not get it. He's already just one home run away from his career high. He's got 88 RBIs right now. Should easily get up over 100. And you know, in talking to Matt, he understands what kind of year he's had so far, but he's also very keenly aware of the fact that he can't stop right now. He's got to keep this going for it to be considered, you know, an outstanding season from start to finish.
Well, batting average possible, and certainly home runs possible. RBI, he's 7 behind Howard right now. But if Reyes doesn't qualify, it's going to be interesting. All right, well, hopefully the Dodgers can provide this guy some run support today as Hiroki Kuroda takes the hill. And Vin has the call for you next.
ATMs nationwide and more on the way. Take a step forward and chase what matters. By Chrysler. Visit us at Chrysler.com or see your local dealer today. And by Time Warner Cable. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Sunday to you, wherever you may be. We're at Dodger Stadium on a glorious summer's afternoon, the final game of the 3-game series with the Astros. It'll also be the 9th meeting between these two teams. Then the Dodgers go out on the road. They will make the trip that will take them, among other places, to a 4-game series in Milwaukee, 3 in Colorado, 3 with the Cardinals, and then they'll come back to face Colorado and San Diego. Meanwhile, the Houston Astros, who have lost 82 games, trying to salvage one. And here's their lineup. J.B. Chuck in center field, Jose Altuve at second base, J.D. Martinez in left field, and Carlos Lee hits cleanup at first. Brian Bukovic will be in right field, Jimmy Paredes at third base, Angel Sanchez at short, Carlos Corporon behind the plate, and Jordan Lyles on the mound. On the mound for the Dodgers, Hiroki Kuroda. Kuroda at 36, 2-0 against Houston this year. In 6 career starts, he has an earned run average against the Astros of 1.9. Typically for Kuroda, in his start at Dodger Stadium this year against the Astros, he allowed 3 hits, no runs, and was not involved in the decision. For Kuroda, the Dodgers have been winning his games against the Astros, and in his career, the Dodgers are 5-1 in his 6 starts against the fellas from Texas. For Houston, they've lost 82 games. They have lost 5 straight. They have lost 18 of the last 23. They have had 3 straight losing series. And for Brad Mills, a solid baseball man, it has to be hard to take, but that's his job. And basically, with such a young ball club, Brad Mills, who at one time managed the Dodgers team in Las Vegas, Brad Mills has to be a teacher. In the old days, of course, by the time the players came up after years in the minor leagues, they really didn't have to be taught. But outside of people like a Carlos Lee and a couple of others, why Brad Mills has to work hard. Last night he had to take J.D. Martinez over to the side in the dugout after J.D., youthful enthusiasm, round into what would have been a base hit, running from second to third, and he ran right into the tag by Casey Blake. But it's all part of weaning a young ball club off the minor leagues, getting them to be big leagues, and Brad Mills will be back next year. Meanwhile, J.B. Shuck will start it off, left-hand batter, hitting .222, and the first pitch by Kuroda inside, ball 1. Jack Burdette Shuck the third. Left-hand batter waiting. Kuroda from the first base side of the rubber. Back he comes with a breaking ball foul back. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Shuck. A Sunday afternoon here at Dodger Stadium. The temperature is 80 degrees. Back east they've got rain and humidity. A couple of big games rained out. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way. Swung on, lifted into shallow right center. A trio of Dodgers, and it is Ethier making the running catch. So Shuck, a fly ball into shallow right center. They let Andre come and get it. They cleared the way for him, and he made the play. Jose Altuve, the 5'6" second baseman, now coming up. Altuve hitting .337 with 5 runs batted in. He had a double last night. It was actually a ball lost in the lights by Matt Kemp, and he also had a single in the first game. So he presents the strike zone problem to a fellow who doesn't give up very many walks. Kuroda misses down and away, ball 1. Jose Altuve. He has a little hitting streak, just 7 straight. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way, and Kuroda deals. Fastball misses, and he's behind Altuve. 2 balls and no strikes. In 90 some odd plate appearances, Altuve has only walked twice. So that means either the pitchers are finding the strike zone despite he is small, or he's a very aggressive hitter. The 2-0 pitch on the outside corner for a strike. 2-1 to Jose. Kuroda, a 7-inning shutout to no avail here the last time he faced the Astros. But for Hiroki, he has not gotten many runs to lean on all year. 2-1 pitch is fouled away, and the count 2-2. For Kuroda, he averages in 4 years in the big leagues about 2 walks per 9 innings, but the Dodgers are averaging just 3 runs of support per game. That's the 5th lowest in the major leagues. So 2-2 the count to Jose Altuve, and the 2-2 pitch to the second baseman rolled foul outside of third, down the line to Dave Clark. Dave Clark, fascinating character, a Golden Gloves fighter, a very successful one, 26-0, 13 knockouts. He would have been an Olympic fighter in 1980, but you may remember the United States boycotted the Olympics in Moscow. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way. Altuve fouls that away. So still 2-2. Bobby Mitchum coaching over at first base. Meacham went to school at San Diego State. He was born here in Los Angeles, lives in La Mesa, and when he was at San Diego State, he was teammates of Tony Gwynn Sr. and Bruce Bochy, the manager of the Giants. 2-2 to Altuve with Jay Martinez waiting on deck, and the 2-2 pitch is chased and missed in the dirt. So Altuve strikes out, and with 2 out in the first inning, here comes J.D. Martinez. We want to set the stage because we really think you'll find it pretty interesting. It has to do with Don Mattingly, and it might take a little while to tell the story, so we'll start when the Dodgers come up. Don Mattingly, the pride of the Dodgers, and certainly in his day the pride of the Yankees. It all started when the Dodgers brought up their young shortstop, Justin Sellers. Kuroda looks down the barrel. Martinez not quite ready. Justin Sellers' father, Jeff Sellers, pitched in the American League. The first pitch to Martinez off the plate, ball one. Not only did he pitch in the American League, he pitched for the Boston Red Sox 1985 through 88. And of course 1986, a Red Sox championship year. As Martinez swings and misses, Red Sox got into the World Series only to lose to the Mets. But there is a connection between Don Mattingly and Justin Sellers' father, and it's pretty interesting. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that's off the plate, ball two, 2-1. In 1986, the Red Sox were being led, among others, by Wade Boggs on his way to winning the batting championship. Who was pursuing Boggs but Don Mattingly? 2-1 pitch to Martinez is swung on and missed, and the count 2-2. In order for Mattingly to even make a charge at Wade Boggs, he had to just catch fire, and he did. He hit about .422 in September and into the first week in October when the season would end. 2-2 pitch is hit into right field for a base hit. So the 2-out single by J.D. Martinez will bring up Carlos Lee. Anyway, now came the final game of the year, and as odd as it was, Mattingly was statistically alive because Wade Boggs took the last 4 games off with a tight hamstring. What did Mattingly have to do that last day? He had to go 6 for 6 in the game against the Red Sox. Well, the first thing Lou Piniella, the manager, did was put Mattingly in the leadoff role to give him as many at-bats as possible. Carlos Lee swings, doesn't get it, and the count 0-1. His first at-bat was against a man named Jeff Sellers. That's right, it was Justin's father. And at Fenway Park in Boston, don't you know, Mattingly's first at-bat, he hit a home run against Jeff Sellers. Here's the strike one pitch to Lee, high and away, 1-1. Mattingly was still alive. But then the second time up, he struck out. Then he got a base hit. Then he lined out to second base, and it was over. He lost the batting crown by a couple of points to Wade Boggs. But here's the key. For Mattingly, a Yankee, he got a standing ovation from the crowd at Fenway Park. No greater tribute. It was a marvelous effort, and it began that fateful day with his first at-bat against Justin Sellers' father. What brought it up was before the game, they asked, did you ever face Sellers? And Mattingly said, I think I got him, but he didn't tell the story. The pitch to Lee outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. So now you know the story. He got him all right, a home run on quite an exciting game at Fenway Park. 2 out first inning. Our thanks to Carlos Lee for fouling off pitches. 2-1 to count. Now Kuroda ready and delivers, and it's swung on and missed. Big slider. Lee staggering across home plate, and they count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Don Uggla talking about batting championships and hitting streaks. Uggla, the last we heard, had a scoring fly ball, popped up and was robbed of a hit on a great diving catch in the outfield. So his 33-game streak is in jeopardy. 2-2 pitch to Carlos Lee, away with a fastball, ball 3. 3-2 the count. Dodgers have beaten the Astros 3 straight here. They're trying to sweep the Astros for the first time since 2001 here at Dodger Stadium. 3-2 the count to Carlos Lee. Martinez will be going from first with 2 out. Kuroda ready. There goes Martinez, and it's foul back by Carlos Lee. For the Astros, somehow trying to at least finish up with a flourish, having lost 5 in a row, 18 out of 23. They have split 8 with the Dodgers, so that's some accomplishment, and Brad would like to bring them home a winner. 3-2 the count. Martinez ready to go at first base. Kuroda from his set. Hiroki ready. There goes the runner. It is swung on and missed by Carlos Lee. No runs, 1 hit. Kuroda strikes out 2. And at the end of half an inning, Astros nothing, Dodgers coming up. Out 2, had to make 22 pitches on an 80-degree day. Let's take a look at the Dodger lineup. It goes this way. Tony Gwynn in left, Jamie Carroll at second, then you have Andre Ethier and Matt Kemp. Aaron Miles plays third, Casey Blake gets the day off, James Loney is at first, Deanna Navarro is the catcher, Justin Sellers at shortstop, Hiroki Kuroda on the mound. On the mound, young, with the emphasis on young, Jordan Lyles. He is 20 years old. He is the youngest player in the major leagues. Big right-hander deals, and the first pitch off the plate, ball 1. Lyles is 6'4", 190, and he'll be 21 October the 19th. The 1-0 pitch, and that's inside. 2-0 the count. Tony Gwynn had a big night last night. A triple, 2 singles, 2 stolen bases. By the way, he now has a career tie in stolen bases with 17. And the pitch is low, ball 3, 3-0. And looking at Lyles, and we always check it, 18 walks, 54 strikeouts, so that's 3-1. Comes in 1-6 and starts off on a wobbly note by walking Tony Gwynn. Brad Mills, who was a minor league player, basically had bad knees, had to have knee replacement last year. He figures in the record books. He was a pinch hitter in 1983 against Nolan Ryan, and Ryan struck him out, and that broke Walter Johnson's strikeout record, number 3,509. Meanwhile, Tony Gwynn gets a good jump and steals second base easily. And so 18 stolen bases for Tony. That's a career high. Throw way offline by Corporon, so there was no chance for Sanchez to make a tag. Tony got something in his eye, I think, going in there head first. Timeout. That's yet another problem of going in head first. You kick up the dust, and Gwynn can't continue yet, so timeout. You could probably make a pretty long list of why not to go in head first, but they go in head first. Talking about Brad Mills and that 3,509 strikeout, you had to be a pretty good ball player to be sent in as a pinch hitter to face Ryan in his prime. Finally, Brad tore ligaments in his left knee, and that caused the early retirement. He was a roommate with Terry Francona at Arizona State. He was Terry Francona's bench coach in 2004. He was also his first base coach when Francona managed the Philadelphia Phillies. And of course, the Dodgers were happy to have Brad back in 2002 managing Las Vegas. Now the strike one pitch. Carroll shows bunt, takes low. 1 ball and 1 strike. So young Jordan Lyles trying to get his feet wet. He is 1-6. His one victory was against Cincinnati. He was the Astros minor league pitcher of the year last year. 1-1 pitch to Carroll. Lyles delivers, and that's inside. Ball 2, 2-1. He's out of Hartsville, South Carolina. A 3-sport star in baseball, football, and basketball. His 2-1 pitch coming up. After a lengthy look, back he comes, and the pitch is low. Ball 3. So Lyles might have great stuff, but it's not a strike. In the big leagues, you're in trouble right away. And he was by walking Gwynn, who stole second, behind Carroll and Andre Ethier on deck. All right, Lyles set. 3-1 pitch fouled away into the lower deck off to the right. 3-2 the count. Jordan Lyles all set to go to the University of South Carolina on the Gamecocks football team. He was an all-state wide receiver. He had 81 catches, over 1,500 yards, and he scored 23 touchdowns. But a big bonus convinced him to go to baseball. The next pitch to Carroll fouled away. Still 3-2. So by the spring of this year, Jordan Lyles was considered the #1 pitching prospect in the Astros farm system. Jordan looks down, getting a sign. Now the 3-2 pitch fouled away again. One of his problems is the leadoff hitter. The leadoff hitter in any inning, for that matter. He walked Gwynn leading off today, but the leadoff hitters are hitting .329 against him, and they have a slugging average of about .550. So the two rules: get the first pitch for a strike and get the leadoff man, and he has not done that in his young career. 3-2 to Jamie Carroll. He backs off on ball 4, so now Jordan is up to his hips in trouble. 2 on, nobody out. Ethier, Kemp, and Miles coming up.
Number 16, Andre.
Out to the mound goes Corporon to talk to him. Interesting for Lyles, and he could be a little overwhelmed. Some of the Astros were talking about what a feeling it was to come to the great Dodger Stadium where so many big stars have played. So that could be part of it, because coming into this game, he had 3 consecutive quality starts. Brought up from AAA Oklahoma City, and his first career victory was August the 3rd against Cincinnati. So the right-hander ready. Andre Ethier looks at a low strike at the knees. No balls and 1 strike. Andre hitting .302, 10 home runs, 51 runs batted in. He had 1 hit last night. He was 0 for 3 and then single to right field. Bottom of the first, the Dodgers 2 on, nobody out. 0-1 the count to Andre Ethier. Lyles' next pitch is lifted to left center, playable. Shuck on the dead run. The center fielder picks it off, and the runners hold. The throw gets away at third after a good fake by Gwynn to draw the throw. However, the runners hold. So 1 away, Ethier's fly ball. And the batter now is Matt Kemp. Well, they know all about Matt Kemp. First of all, in game 1, he had that flare single to right that scored Casey Blake to give the Dodgers the victory. That was the 3rd walk-off for Matt Kemp this year, 5th in his career. The other 2 walk-offs this year were home runs. Talking about a home run last night because of the error by Carlos Lee. Dodgers had the extra at bat, and Matt Kemp knew what to do with it. He had a 2-run home run. So we'll see what happens now against 20-year-old Jordan Lyles. A changeup, very high, ball 1, 1-0. Lyles has allowed 10 home runs in 79 innings. He has Gwynn at second, Carroll at first, 1 out. 1 ball and no strikes. Jordan looks back at second, darting to the bag, and then coming back is Altuve, and the pitch is swung on and missed by Matt, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. The law firm of Lyles and Miles will be soon engaged. Aaron Miles is on deck. 1-1 to Matt Kemp. 1 out, bottom of the first, no score. Lyles at the belt. Jordan then backs off the rubber and looks back at Gwynn. With Matt Kemp up there and the left side of the infield very deep, naturally the door is open for Tony Gwynn. At least the Astros are very much aware of that. The 1-1 pitch coming up is swung on and missed. 1-2. Gwynn, of course, coming home last night on baseball's exciting squeeze play. It was done a little differently because with the third baseman Paredes running in towards home, Gwynn was just running right alongside of him, and then when the bunt was out in front of the plate, he came in to score. The pitch to Matt Kemp is high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Normally in a squeeze you see the runner take off just as the pitcher is delivering the ball, but it was a little extra special last night. Tony takes his lead at second, Carroll at first, 1 out, and the pitch to Kemp swung on, fouled away upstairs, and it's still 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Matt having a career year, hitting .319, 27 home runs, 88 runs batted in, and 30 stolen bases. There's some speculation, could he go 40-40? The 2-2 pitch fouled away. 40-40 would be miraculous. But you know what? You never know. It's just like that story we told you about Don Mattingly. I mean, who would ever think he's so far out of the race, and then he hits .422 for over a month to get very much into it. So we will just let it unravel and see. 2-2 to Matt Kemp. Lyles at the belt, checking, long look at second. Now back to Kemp, who swings, and it's a towering fly ball, but that's about all. Very capable. Waiting for it is shot for the catch. Gwynn holds, draws the throw, and gets it. So the Dodgers hold on fly balls to center, and the batter will be Aaron Miles. So Lyles pitching to Miles. Aaron Miles hitting .288 with a home run. He has 30 runs batted in. His home run was hit right-handed. He's hitting .281 left side and well over 300 against left-hand pitching. So Miles with James Loney on deck. Lyles set, ready, delivers, and the first one a little high. Ball 1, 1-0. Aaron Miles at 5'8". Jose Altuve, the second baseman for Houston, is 5'6". The 1-0 pitch on the way, and Miles swings a little foul off third. Hustling is Paredes, tries to backhand it, goes over the railing, and the umpires look. Did he catch it? Yes, he did. It was Angel Campos coming over to give the call. Otherwise, no one knew. Nice effort by third baseman Jimmy Paredes to backhand and then go over the railing. Dodgers right there to make sure he's okay and doesn't take a header. No score. Don't forget the sunblock with that pretty daughter of yours sitting in your lap. 80 degrees, brilliant sunshine, blue sky overhead. Brian Bogusevic will lead it off. Left-hand batter shows bunt, takes outside, ball one. 1-0 the count to Brian. Bogusevic is from Oak Lawn, Illinois. Among other things, a star athlete and a member of the National Honor Society at De La Salle Institute. He has a look at a pitch, and that's away, ball two. Bogusevic is 6'3", 215-pounder. When he went to Tulane, he was a pitcher. 2-0 pitch on the way. Brian looks carefully. That's a strike, and the count 2-1. But not only did he pitch and have a record of 13-1, he also hit .324. The next pitch is swung on. Fly ball, shallow right center, trouble, and it's going to drop. Brian Bogusevic, pop fly single into right center. It would be hit number 2, and the batter coming up will be Paredes. You know, August 28th at 1:10, the Dodgers and the Rockies. All ticketed children 14 and under in attendance receive a lunchbox, compliments of SmileGeneration.com. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions. So Bogusevic, pop fly single into right center. Jimmy Paredes, the third baseman, switch hitter batting left-handed. And the pitch to Jimmy, a bunt, foul up along third. 0-1 the count. Paredes putting up pretty big numbers, but only a few at-bats against left-hand pitching. So batting right-handed, .333 from this side, .276. He has one home run, and he hit that left-handed. 0-1 the count to Jimmy Paredes with Angel Sanchez on deck. Kuroda at the belt, looks over his left shoulder at Bogusevic. The strike one pitch on the way. Hiroki deals, and that's swung on and missed. 0-2 the count. Bogusevic at first base has one stolen base, and he's been caught once. Bourgeois, who is not in the game, does the running. He's stolen 22. And the other man would be Jordan Schaefer, who's on the DL. He stole 15. 0-2 the count to Jimmy Paredes. And the strike two pitch on the way. Kuroda delivers in the dirt. Blocked nicely by Navarro. 1-2 the count. I think if I remember correctly, this is a big day for Casey Blake. I think on this day, although we haven't seen it, I believe this might have been Casey's debut in the big leagues. He's talking to Rod Barajas right now. I believe it's 12 years ago. 1-2 the count to Jimmy Paredes. Kuroda set, another look over at first. 1-2 pitch on the way. Big swing and a miss. Paredes staggering across the plate. Though he gets an A for enthusiasm. Third strikeout for Hiroki Kuroda. A pitch that was outside the strike zone. That's what they say about Paredes, the minor league reporters. He's a hacker, very, very impatient. So one away, and here's Angel Sanchez. At first glance, you figure it's Angel. They do not pronounce the G. So Angel Sanchez hitting .250. Playing shortstop. Clint Barmas played the first two games. Angel loves to hit the first pitch. So if it's in the neighborhood, he figures to go after it. And if he puts it in play, he's very successful. When he puts the first pitch in play, he's hitting .414. Usually, and he hasn't played that much, but the pattern is he hits less than 200 in his first two plate appearances against a starting pitcher. So we'll see which is which here. Kuroda delivers. Sure enough, it's swung on and fouled away. Yep. Thank you, Boyd. Boyd Robertson looked it up on Casey Blake. On this day in 1999, Casey Blake, August the 14th, made his major league debut with Toronto against Oakland. Hate to say it, Case, he went 0 for 3. So it is a big day for him. Happy anniversary to Casey Blake, one of the really good guys in the game, the man from Iowa. Meanwhile, Angel Sanchez from Puerto Rico up there with a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Bogusevic at first, 1 out. We're in the second inning, no score. Kuroda set up around the collarbone, back with a fastball, swung on and missed, and the count 1-2. Angel Sanchez, 6'2", about 190, 27 years old. He'll be 28 the end of September. He was originally drafted by the Royals out of high school. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Angel. Swung on. Little ground ball to short. The feed for 1. Vegas Turner for 2. So Messrs. Sellers, Carroll, and Loney get together for the double play. No run to hit, nobody left. And at the end of an inning and a half, no score. Dodgers had 2 walks in the first inning but came up empty. Now in the bottom of the second against Jordan Lyles, it'll be Loney, Navarro, and Sellers. Lyles waiting on Loney. James hitting .256, 5 home runs, 36 runs batted in, and the first pitch is ball 1. Well, Lyles got in a little trouble walking Tony Gwynn to start the game, but he got out of it. The 1-0 pitch on the way, swung on and fouled back, and the count 1-1. 20-year-old Jordan Lyles, the youngest player in the major league. He's the middle boy of 5 brothers. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Line drive into right field. Base hit. So again, Lyles violating 2 rules. The first pitch is not a strike, and he's not able to take care of the leadoff man. That was a glaring weakness when we told you the leadoff hitter for any inning was hitting .329. So that base hit by Loney will push that up a little bit. So with Loney at first, here's Deanna Navarro, switch hitting catcher, batting left-handed, hitting .199. Navarro hitting .205 left-handed and takes ball 1. So there it is again. Navarro with 4 home runs, 3 of the 4 hit left-handed. Deanna, only 5'9", a very stocky 205-pounder. And the 1-0 pitch is swung on and drive into right center and deep. Back goes Shuck to the wall. It is gone. Deanna hits one left-handed. That's his 5th, and the 4 has a left-handed batter. And the Dodgers on the board, leading 2-0. Bringing it up as a matter of fact about the Astros and how many games they've lost. We can also tell you that July 31st, Deanna Navarro hit a home run against left-handed Joe Saunders. That's his only one right-handed. The other 4 left-handed. So Navarro hits his 5th, and the Dodgers lead 2-0. All right, supposing the Dodgers win, they will have swept the Astros for the first time since 2001. Here's the pitch now to Justin Sellers, and that's the first time he's gotten the first pitch in for a strike. Meanwhile, Eugenio Velez and others having fun with the popular Navarro. Tony Gwynn over to give him the 5 pat. The next pitch outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Now Velez giving the towel wave to cool off a red-hot Navarro. Next pitch low, 2-1 the count. So it's a 20-year-old out there trying to learn to pitch, on the job training. Very tough to do, learning to pitch in the big leagues. His 2-1 pitch is fouled off, and the count to young Justin Sellers, 2-2. The Astros have lost 82 games. Remember, the expansion team, the New York Mets, lost 120 games. Houston trying to dodge that. Sellers a big swing and a miss, and down he goes. So that's the first out, and it's the first strikeout for Jordan Lyles. But let's just look at what the Astros have played. They played 110 games. Adding it all up, no, they played 120. Okay, so counting today, they have 42 games left, and this is a team that will not play 500 ball. So if they don't make 500 ball, that means they're going to lose at least 22 more games. Here's the 1-1 pitch. They could easily get up to 110 losses. They wouldn't get to where the New York Mets went. But again, the Mets are an expansion team. A little pop fly foul and will drop untouched. So the count remains 2-2 to Kuroda. So the question is, yeah, there have been a lot of teams who have lost a lot of games, especially expansion teams like the Mets. They lost 120. But the question before the House was the most losses by a pre-expensive and expansive franchise. Well, the worst year for a solid ball club was in Detroit. And meanwhile, the pitch to Kuroda is strike 3. So Lyles has struck out 2 following the home run. The Detroit Tigers in 2003 lost 119 games. The Philadelphia A's way back in 1916 lost 117. But for a solid franchise, one with a long historic history, it would be the Detroit Tigers, losing 119 games back in 2003. So 2 down here. Tony Gwynn pops one up into shallow left center, and it is caught. Nice play by Angel Sanchez, the shortstop, going out to get it. But the Dodgers, thanks to Deanna Navarro's 2-run home run with Loney aboard, and Deanna hit it well into the pavilion in deep right center. Dodgers lead 2-0. Thanks to Deanna Navarro's 5th home run of the year, his 4th batting left-handed. Now as we go to the 3rd, it'll be Carlos Corporon, Jordan Lyles, and then J.B. Shuck. Corporon, the catcher, big left-hand batter, struggling with the bat, looks and takes a strike, 0-1. By the way, there are some, well, there are always unsung heroes, and especially with our telecast, and we'd like to salute 3 of the many. Here's the strike 1 pitch coming up to Corporon, and that's off the plate. Brian Hagan up here in the booth with us. We had the germ of the idea about Mattingly and his home run against Jeff Sellers, and then Brian was able to dig up the story, and an interesting story it was. 1-1 pitch fouled away. And then we're usually coming up with some idea who's the smallest player who ever played, or we were talking about the losingest team that was a solid franchise, not an expansive. And sure enough, the boys down in the truck came up with that. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Corporan that swung on and missed, and he's history. So 1 away. Anyway, Mitch Reinhardt, Jarrett Stacy down in the truck, they came up with the losingest teams. And then Brad Zager, the producer, who's from Detroit, and we'll never forget it, when we mentioned that the Detroit Tigers were the worst team in history for a solid franchise, 119 losses in 1970 in 2003. And then Brad called back up and said, yeah, but you know what? Because of that, they picked up a pitcher named Justin Verlander. So anyway, thanks, fellas, for all your help. Strike 1 pitch is in there again. Lyles at 6-4 gives you that good zone, and Kuroda trying to take advantage of it. He's already struck out 3. 0-2. Here comes Haruki over the top high, ball 1, 1-2. Tough act to follow with strikeouts for Kuroda. Kershaw had 9 last night in 8 innings. 1-2 pitch coming up. A breaking ball off the plate, little slider. Lyles held up. Meanwhile, Clayton Kershaw going through a delivery in the dugout. No doubt pitchers talk. And the next pitch is swung on and missed, and leading the applause is Clayton Kershaw. Though Kuroda strikes out 2, he has struck out 5. Trust me on that. He was applauding before we got the shot. So with 2 out in the 3rd inning, here is Jack Burdett Shuck the 3rd. The middle name Burdett, of course, conjures up the image of a big right-hander with the Braves, Lou Burdett, who pitched alongside of Warren Spahn and piled up so many victories way back when. JB, 24 years old, and he promptly hits one and nails it for the out. So everything that the Astros do turns out, or put it the other way, for the Dodgers, smelling like a rose. And at the end of 2.5 innings on the line drive to Kuroda, 2-0 Dodgers. Third inning, he's made 45 pitches in 3 innings. He's leading 2-0, and he's snared the line drive off the bat of J.B. Shuck. So in the bottom of the third, Jamie Carroll, Andre Ethier, and Matt Kemp. By the way, you know, Dan Uggla, the second baseman for the Braves, has a 33-game hitting streak, and it is in serious jeopardy. The pitch to Carroll, a strike, 0-1. Uggla 0 for 3, did have a sacrifice fly in that game. Strike one pitch in there again, 0-2. The Braves are batting in the bottom of the 9th inning. They trail the Cubs 6-5, and Uggla doesn't figure to come up. Pitch low, ball 1 at the plate. Dan would be the 6th hitter in the 9th inning against Carlos Marmol. For Uggla, the big at bat came in the 5th inning. He hit a pop fly down the right field line that looked like it might fall as Carroll hits another foul ball. Darwin Barney, the second baseman for the Cubs, went racing down the line and made a diving catch of the pop fly. So unless the Braves really do something staggering in the bottom of the 9th inning, Uggla will be finished at 33. Jamie Carroll takes in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. New supply of balls being brought up. Jordan Lyles walked a couple in the first inning, got out of it, gave Loney a leadoff single and then Navarro a home run, and that's it. 2-0 Dodgers, bottom of the third. Carroll, Ethier, and Kemp. Next pitch is swung on, that's fouled away. So Jamie making him work. 2-2 the count. Plate umpire Mike Estabrook in charge of balls and strikes. Estabrook, born in Florida, he's been umpiring since 1999. He lives in New Jersey, the Garden State. Now the 2-2 pitch on the way, hit in the air to right center and shallow. Shuck on the dead run makes the catch. So Carroll, fly ball to center, and we have one away. You know, you can enjoy our most flexible plan ever with the home stretch pack. For $100, you can purchase 8 infield reserve vouchers. You can mix and match any way you like during the remainder of the regular season. And for more information, go to Dodgers.com/homestretch or call 323-224-1365. One away. Here's Ethier. He flied to center in the first inning. Andre 0 for 1, batting .301. Back comes Lyles, going easy and hard, gets a strike. 1-1. Well, Uggla so near and yet so far, but it's over. Here's the 1-1 pitch, swung on, fouled away. In the 9th inning, the first batter flied out. The next batter grounded out. The third batter, Michael Bourne, with 2 out walks, stole second. So Martin Prado was the batter, and Dan Uggla was not on deck. He was still in the dugout. The 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed, and that takes care of Ethier. Anyway, Prado popped to third, and Uggla left out in the cold. So for Dan Uggla, congratulations on a 33-game hitting streak, and it is over. 2 out, and Matt Kemp coming up. For Jordan Lyles, at 20 years old, he has struck out 3. Kemp tied for third with home runs, and Matt takes a strike. 0-1. I always remember a line about a center fielder years ago. The strike one pitch is low, and they were talking about the ceiling, how high this player could go. It was Preston Wilson in Florida. And the answer was his ceiling is the Sistine Chapel, which when you think about it is quite a ceiling. Kemp takes ball 2, 2-1. And when you look at Matt Kemp, you realize his age and what he is doing and what he will accomplish in the future. He's another one of those players whose ceiling is the Sistine Chapel. You just look at where he is. He's right behind Lance Berkman and Albert Pujols, tied with Prince Fielder and Dan Uggla at 27. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Back comes Giles and is fouled away. In looking at what Matt Kemp has done, carrying the Dodgers in many, many ways, it's just been one of the really wonderful years. Now the 2-2 pitch, swung on and foul back again. Matt's career high in home runs, 28. He did that last year. Also last year, he had 9 home runs after the 13th of August. He also last year had 6 in September and 5 in his final 5 games. So he's getting close to 30-30. 2-2 pitch on the way. Matt swings a mile-high fly ball to deep center, chucked to the wall, and it's gone. Matt's hit another. Number 28. Boy, not since the days of Richie Allen or Ralph Kiner have you seen someone with the strength of a Kemp. When he hits the ball in the air, it looks more like a marble, not a golf ball, and you can't believe it's going to go out. But a mile-high fly ball clears out everything. And Matt now, with another home run, is 28th. He has 89 runs batted in. Meanwhile, Aaron Miles, ground ball in the hole, a stop by little Altuve to throw him out. Great play by the Houston second baseman on the heels of that monstrous home run by Matt Kemp. Kemp being teased a little bit by Rod Barajas. 3-0 Dodgers. Is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Try the new Jumbo Breakfast Platter for just $2.99 plus tax at participating restaurants. And by your Southern California Ford dealers. Visit us today and trade up to Ford. We go to the 4th inning with the Dodgers leading Houston 3-0. In looking back at Matt Kemp last year, etc., we mentioned he homered in each of the last 5 games to get to 28. Well, he is 28 right now. If you want to talk about him being on a pace, he's on a pace to hit 38 home runs and steal 41 bases. Remember, he has 30 stolen bases in the bank right now. So we shall see. What a year. 0-1 to Jose Altuve. Now he swings and misses. 0-2. Second baseman made a brilliant play to take a base hit away from Aaron Miles. Little Joe hitting safely in 20 of 23. He has a big fan base in Houston. One reason, of course, he's considered an underdog at 5'6". Ground ball to the hole. Up with it, but no play is Sellers. So Altuve gets a base hit. A question that we answered last night that came to our minds, and the fellas dug it out.
Left fielder, number 14.
He's 5'6". Who's the smallest he can think of that played in the big leagues and played successfully? I guess maybe Phil Rizzuto. He was 5'6". Freddie Patek and Albie Pearson, whom you may remember playing for the Angels, they were 5'5". I don't know if there's anybody smaller than that. So here is J.D. Martinez, single to right field in the first inning. Martinez has been a big RBI man. He has 15 since being called up. And ball one. He has those RBIs, 14 of them in the last 10 games. He broke in with a splash. 4 home runs, 12 RBIs in his first 10 big league games. Rounded foul. So hitting number 3 in the lineup. You know that J. Martinez is held highly by those who make decisions for the Astros. He's from Hollywood, Florida. One ball and one strike. Ball two. The Astros, with Martinez leading the way, have had a lot of rookies take the field day in and day out this month. Since August 1st, the Astros have had rookies play 73 games combined, far more than the second team, the Kansas City Royals, 52. And ball three. So 3-1. Kuroda challenged by someone who has a little sock. Martinez had 13 home runs when called up from Corpus Christi. The year before in the Sally League, he had 15. And he's big enough, 6'3", 195. And ground ball to the hole again. Sellers, good pick. Back to second in time. Wonderful play by Justin Sellers to take a hit away, turn it into a big force play.
Now batting, first baseman, number 45, Carlos Lee.
So one out. Martinez still at first, and no one at second base. Good play because Altuve was racing down, and it was very close. Good play by Justin. Here's Carlos Lee. He struck out in the first inning. And ball one. With Martinez at first, Loney holds the bag, but then just as the pitch is ready, even before on the last pitch he was off the bag. Martinez does not have a stolen base. 1-1. Carlos Lee is the man who has to make things happen for the Astros. He was 0 for 2 in game 1. He did get 2 walks. He was 0 for 4, 0 for 3 with a walk last night, and he struck out in the first inning. So he's been held down completely so far. 1-1. 1-2 for Carlos Lee. 5 hits and a home run in the past against Kuroda. Brought a .294 average into the game. Carlos Lee hit a home run in his first major league at bat. That was back in 1997 when he played for the White Sox. One and two to Carlos Lee. Lee hitting .262. Breaking ball in the dirt. Brings up a point. Carlos Lee is a fly ball hitter. Just once in a while he'll hit a ground ball. And we've been talking about Rod Barajas for most of the year, saying that he is really a fly ball hitter, but we weren't basing that on stats. We're just watching him hit. Brian Hagan looked it up. Rod Barajas is #1 in hitting fly balls in relation to ground balls. Line drive, catch, and double play by James Loney. Oh, what a picture play by James to spear the line drive and then land on top of Martinez. No runs, one hit, worth a second look. Up the ladder goes Loney, and he bumps right into Martinez trying to get back. And at the end of 3.5, 3-0 Dodgers. Try one of 4 new delicious plain grilled chicken burritos. For a limited time, they're only $5 each. Buy K-Swiss Tubes, the official shoe of muscles everywhere. And buy your Southern California Toyota dealers. Bottom of the 4th inning, 3-0 Dodgers. James Loney, who first speared the line drive and then was able to tag Martinez as they both hit the ground. Though James will start it off. Then Navarro and Sellers. Loney single to right, opening up the 2nd inning. And that's a strike. James hitting with 5 home runs, 36 runs batted in. Fouled away, 0-2. Hiroki Kuroda has made 59 pitches in 4 innings, so he has not had to labor. Meanwhile, young Jordan Lyles made 58 pitches in 3 innings. But there's a big difference in age. Hiroki Kuroda is 36. Lyles is 20. 0-2. Off speed, slow curve, hit into center field for a base hit. So again, what we had heard about Jordan Lyles has held up. He has the devil's own time trying to get the leadoff hitter. The Dodgers have had 4 innings of at-bats, and the leadoff man has reached 3 of 4. And that, of course, is not the way to do it. But then again, it's a learning experience for a 20-year-old. Viona Navarro gave him a little added experience by hitting a 2-run home run in the 2nd inning. Dodgers lead 3-0, bottom of the 4th. Ball 1. So he can't get the first pitch very often for a strike, and he can't get the leadoff man very often. And Navarro checking with Tim Wallach. On deck, Justin Sellers. In there. 1-1 to Deona Navarro. Loney at first base, held on by Carlos Lee. James is 3 for 3 in stolen bases. There he goes. High chopper down to Altuve. And the out at first, so the Dodgers stay out of the double play by running Loney. 1 out. Loney now at second base. And Justin Sellers coming up. Justin Sellers last night singled to left field in the 5th inning for his first major league hit. He is the 7th Dodger rookie to get his first major league hit this year. And then he also scored his first major league run. Handling himself very, very well in the field. Hitting .143. Big overhand slow freight in for a strike. Must be a strange feeling for Don Mattingly. In the dirt, 1-1. We told the story. We're certainly not going to repeat it. But you can just imagine Mattingly looking at the starting shortstop for his Dodgers and remembering that he faced the shortstop's father. One and one. Ball 2. The Astros were a tougher team earlier in the year when they had people like Hunter Pence and Michael Bourne. Ball 3. And because they were a tougher team, here we are, the Dodgers playing a team that's 31 games behind Milwaukee. Admittedly, a very young, inexperienced team on the edge of losing their 83rd game. And yet, when the year is looked back upon, if the Dodgers win today, they will have beaten the Astros 5 and lost 4. That's popped in the air, foul behind the plate. Corporon squinting in the sun and makes the play. Right there to help out Paredes and Lyle. So a nice play by the catcher for the second out. Before Kuroda, we have a moment to answer the trivia question. Remember, we said the Astros have never lost 100 games in a season. And we did kind of tell you which two teams have gone 100 or more years without losing 100. We told you about teams that lost the most, etc. But how about going that long and never losing 100? 0-1 to Kuroda, who struck out in the second inning. Dodgers 3, Astros nothing. Bottom of the 4th. Fouled. 0-2. When the Dodgers go to Milwaukee, and the Brewers are 42-15 at home prior to today, Ted Lilly will go against old friend Randy Wolf. And then it'll be Billingsley and Gallardo, then Eovaldi and Greinke, and Kershaw and Estrada. 1-2. Estrada is struggling. The others doing pretty well. Randy Wolf 9-8, good ERA. Giovanni Gallardo 13-8. Zach Greinke 11-4. But then game 4, Marco Estrada is 3-7. Routine ground ball that will end it for the Dodgers. No runs ahead, a man left. And at the end of 4, 3-0 Dodgers.
Official here of the first inning would like to take this down to the United will donate $100.
'20-year-old Jordan Lyles, and through 4 innings, reasonably close. However, Giles burned on 2 home runs, one by Navarro with Loney aboard, and the other by Matt Kemp. For Kuroda, there are no Matt Kemps in the Astros lineup. The closest, I guess, would be Carlos Lee, who has hit 11. So Hiroki going to work. It will be Bogusevic, Paredes, and Sanchez in that order. 3 runs, 4 hits for the Dodgers. No runs, 3 hits for the Astros. Kuroda has made 59 pitches through 4 innings. So average 15 pitches an inning, that would be about 135. Brian Bogusevic single to right field in the 2nd inning. Oh, and 1. Bogusevic has a little 6-game hitting streak. One ball, 1 strike. He had a big game against Arizona, 3 RBIs, and his first big league home run. Brian Bogusevic. 2-1. For the Astros, they can't wait for spring training of 2012. They want to see these kids after some experience. 3-1 the count. Bogusevic, a 1st-round pick, and Brad Mills very high on him. Ground ball in front of it. Jamie Carroll, 1 away. Jimmy Paredes, the 3rd baseman, struck out in the 2nd inning. As Bogusevic back into the dugout. 1 away. Paredes has reached base safely in 9 of his 11 major league games. Paredes had not played higher than single A. So you talk about making a jump. 0-1. Strike. 0-2. He was the boy who came to Houston in the deal that sent Lance Berkman to the Yankees. Still there, 0-2. Paredes, the fact that he is so aggressive, he has 8 strikeouts and just 2 walks. I mean, he's up there to hit. From the Dominican, no surprise there. The old expression, you can't walk off the island. 1-2. And a high fly ball. Gwynn started back. Now he's coming in. So 2 down in the 5th inning. Angel Sanchez coming up. Well, okay, this is pretty interesting. Which 2 teams have gone 100 or more years since losing 100 games in a season? And the answer, the Dodgers and the Cardinals the same year. Dodgers lost 101, Cardinals 106 back in 1908. Yankees lost 100 in 1912. The Phillies lost 100 in 1961. Red Sox lost 100 in 1965, and there's a 2-out single by Angel Sanchez. What's also interesting, the fact in the last 10 years, 8 different teams have lost 100 games or more. The Philadelphia A's you go back to where they had lost 100 or more 16 times, but then of course the franchise moved, so they back it off to 1979. So here's Corporon, 0-1. So what brought this all about is the fact that coming into this game, the Astros had lost 82 games, and they have plenty of time to lose over 100. Corporon struggling with the bat. In the first game of the series, grounded out, struck out twice, flied out. Last night 0 for 4 and struck out. Today he struck out. So he has struck out 4 times and he has drawn blanks. 0 for 9. Humberto Quintero was in the starting lineup, but they had to take him out. Shoulder problem. That's bounced. Sanchez holding at first. 1-2 the count to Carlos Corporon. Corporon is from Puerto Rico. He's 27. Originally signed by Milwaukee. 1-2. And it hits him. So Corporon gets to first base the hard way. 2 on, 2 out. Jordan Lyles coming up. He struck out in his only at bat. 0 for 1. Kuroda now has hit 5 batters this year. Lyles has 2 hits in 14 at bats, both singles. That's a strike. And he has struck out a little more than a third of the time. Jordan Lyles, 20 years old. A little foul. 0-2. For the Astros, they have 2 men on base here in the 5th inning. Took a 2-out single and a hit batter to do that. Otherwise, they've not really had any rally at all. First time today they've had a runner at second. 3-0 Dodgers in the 5th. Big slider, 1-2. Kuroda trying to win his 8th. Trying to go 3-0 against the Astros. And down he goes. So Lyles strikes out a second time. 6 strikeouts for Kuroda. No runs to hit, 2 left. The end of 4 1/2. 3-0 Dodgers. Today against the young Astro club. It started in the 2nd inning. Leona Navarro hit his 5th home run of the year, his 4th as a left-handed batter with James Loney aboard. And then in the 3rd inning, Matt Kemp, a towering home run to dead center. It left a mile high. Matt with 28 home runs, 89 runs batted in. Navarro has hit 5, and it's 3-0 Dodgers, bottom of the 5th inning. Kuroda made 20 pitches in the 5th, so he's up to 79. Meanwhile, Gwynn, Carroll, and Ethier against Jordan Lyles. Gwynn walked, stole a base, popped up, 0 for 1, takes a strike. Oh and 1. The bunt down to get it. Lyles guns it to Lee in time. So Gwynn is out on the bunt, 1-3, and the batter Jamie Carroll. Dodgers will be going on what the boys call the beer trip. They go to Milwaukee, the Brewers, of course. They then go to Coors Field, of course. And then they go to St. Louis, of course. Then they'll be home to play Colorado and San Diego, and then go back out on another long trip, Atlanta, Washington, San Francisco. Carroll has walked, fly to center, takes a strike, 0 and 1. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning, 3-0 Dodgers. 1 ball, 1 strike. Chopper to third, nice pick there by Paredes to get him. And we have 2 down in the 5th inning. So Jimmy Paredes makes the play. Andre Ethier coming up. And when you look back at Jordan Lyles now, for 21 years old come October, he's doing pretty well. Just 2 pitches, the home run to Navarro and the pitch that Kemp hit out. He's down 3-0. He retired the last 5 in a row. And here's Ethier and a strike. 0-1. Ground ball to the right side to Altuve. And that'll be that. So 6 in a row retired by Jordan Lyles. And at the end of 5, 3-0 Dodgers. Question: what Dodger pitcher has won the most game in Los Angeles Dodger history? You'd probably say Sandy Koufax or maybe Don Drysdale. But the answer is Don Sutton. Don Sutton won 233 games for the Dodgers, and on this day in 1998, they retired his number 20. Just the 10th Dodger to have his number changed and hung up for all to see. So as soon as you get off me, we'll take a look at those 10 numbers now. One was Reese, 2 Lasorda, 4 Snyder, 19 Gilliam, 20 Sutton. Then on the other side, after Don's 20, you have Walter Alston. Then you have Sandy Koufax. That's followed by Roy Campanella. Then, of course, Jackie Robinson and Don Drysdale. So those are the 10 numbers that have been honored and retired, and one of them, number 20, on this day in 98 for Don Sutton. Meanwhile, the number here is number 6. We go to the 6th inning, and it will be J.B. Shuck, then Jose Altuve, and J.D. Martinez. Worked on the mound a little bit. Hiroki and Lyles, and we're about ready for Hiroki to ascend the heights once more. J.B. Shuck flied to right and lined right back at Kuroda, 0 for 2. Lyles, by the way, had a very nice 5th inning. He only made 7 pitches. So J.B. Shuck, the third. Jack Burdette Shuck. He's out of Galion, Ohio. J.B. went to Ohio State. And at Ohio State, he was both an outfielder and a pitcher. Ground ball to the hole. On the grass is Carroll. One away. The batter will be Jose Altuve, who has struck out, single to short. Altuve 1 for 2. The Giants beat the Marlins 5-2. That ended another streak. You know, they went 20 games, actually 21 straight, without hitting a home run with a man on base. And today that streak ended. Cody Ross hit a 2-run shot to end it at 21. That's going to be caught by Navarro. So Deanna Navarro making a fine play on that pop-up bunt by Altuve. Dive. Gotcha. So with 2 out, Martinez coming up. The Giants not only had a 2-run home run by Ross to break the streak. Wouldn't you know, they hit 3 solo home runs, 2 by Brandon Belt, who's been up and down and up and down, and Ryan Vogelsong hit a home run to pick up his 10th win. Vogelsong is now 10-2. Trying to keep pace, Arizona leading the Mets 2-1. However, Arizona suffered a possible serious blow. Jason Marquise, whom they just picked up, had to leave the game with an apparent foot injury. Chris Capuano is pitching for New York. Zach Duke called on to relieve Marquise. Interesting where Kirk Gibson had just told Jason Marquise, relax, don't press, we know you're a good pitcher, etc. Tough to be a newcomer, especially on a ball club that's very much in a race. And Arizona began the day 2 games in front of the Giants. So we'll keep an eye on that game, especially since the Giants won. Ground ball to Sellers. Just like that. 2 ground balls and a foul bunt, or at least a pop-up bunt. And at the end of 5.5 innings, 3-0 Dodgers. Puts the focus on 2 men. First of all, third baseman Jimmy Paredes. He's about 190 pounds, risking his life as he backhands, hits the railing. And then there's Coach Trey Hillman trying to help out and save him from perhaps serious injury. I mean, that's like a tree falling on you. And Hillman gets a save. And Paredes got the put out. And we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Kemp, Miles, and Loney. Paredes back to his position. Matt Kemp flied to center and then hit that towering home run. Ball 1. And a strike. Dodgers have hit 2 home runs today. Navarro with a man aboard and Kemp with the bases empty. That's kind of interesting because Kuroda's pitching, and that's smoked into right center for a base hit. It will be cut off nicely by Bogusevic, and Kemp holding with a long single.
Third baseman, number 6, Aaron.
Dodgers have hit multiple home runs for the first time in any of Kuroda's starts this year. Can you imagine? Because he's always been the the unlucky pitcher. One of the big reasons why he's 7-14. They just don't score for him. Today, he's got the Astros shut out. So here's Miles, fouled out, lost a hit on a wonderful play by second baseman Jose Altuve. Little guy covering a lot of ground, sliding out on the grass, and he was still able to get Miles. Ball one. Aaron checking with Wallach. Kemp off the bag. Remember, he has 30 stolen bases. He's been caught 5 times. Matt poised and at the ready, and Miles checking to see if maybe he's going to take one to see if Kemp can steal. 1 ball and no strikes. There he goes. Sure enough, he took the pitch. The throw down. He's in there under the tag. So Miles taking all the way for a strike. Kemp stealing all the way. So Matt has now stolen 31. Remember, we figured it out right now. He is on a pace for 41 stolen bases. Now he has 31. He's also on a pace to hit 38 home runs. I mean, to go 40 would stop the traffic. All right, 1-1 the count to Aaron Miles. They bring up the corners thinking bunt. Instead, a shot up the middle, base hit. Kemp rounding third. Shuck throwing to the plate, offline. Down to second goes Miles. He's in there. And the Dodgers lead 4-0. So the Dodgers 4 runs, 6 hits. Back-to-back singles and a stolen base produce one quickly. Shuck's throw tails up along first, and Miles able to get into second base. So a runner at second, nobody out. Aaron picks up a run batted in. Kemp brings it in, and the batter now is James Loney. Loney is 2 for 2, single to right, single to center, rode home on Navarro's home run. And ball one. Four nothing Dodgers, looking for more. And Loney pops it up. Paredes, the third baseman. Fair ground. So 1 down, and Navarro checking in. You know, you can join the Dodgers September 13th, 7:10. The Diamondbacks are here. You'll receive a throwback fleece blanket honoring their days in Brooklyn at Ebbets Field. Compliments of Pizza Hut. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions today. Lyles, having given up another run, he's down 4-0, working on Navarro. David Carpenter is up in the pen for Houston. And ball one. Carpenter appeared in the 10th inning of game 1 and suffered the loss. 1 ball and no strikes to Deanna Navarro. Checks, they look, swing, says Angel Campos. So 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Navarro hitting .203, homered with Loney aboard and grounded out. Also made a diving catch of the bunt by Jose Altuve. 1-1. Ball 2. Two and one. Miles taking his lead. Sanchez directly behind him. Sanchez to the bag, and that makes Miles retreat. A little cat and mouse out there. So they'll try it again. Four runs, 6 hits for the Dodgers, no runs, 4 hits for the Astros. Ball 3. 3-1. Justin Sellers waiting on deck. And he missed inside for ball 4. So he's given up 2 hits for a run, now a walk.
Shortstop, number 12.
He started out the game walking the first 2 batters that he faced. Then Jordan settled down until walking his 3rd man now. So the Dodgers first and second, 1 out. And Justin Sellers, who has struck out and fouled out, coming up. On the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Big swing. 0-2. You can get a lot of pitches from Lyles. Fastball, curve. He has a slider, a cutter, and a change. One and 2 the count. Tightened up his curveball, they say, because he tightened up his grip. Miles at second, Navarro at first, 1 out, 4-0 Dodgers, bottom of the 6th inning. Foul ball, 1-2. Justin Sellers, born in Bellflower, lives in Huntington Beach, went to Marina High School, Cal State Fullerton. He's all of 25. And a high fly ball into deep left field. She is gone. Home run for Justin, and the Dodgers lead 7-0. His first major league home run. Well, I only hope his dad, along with other relatives and friends, are here. What a thrill that is. He got his first major league hit. He is really wound up. How great. So a 3-run home run by Justin Sellers. Dodgers lead 7-0, and that will be enough for Jordan Lyles. He gives up 3 home runs today. And Sellers being mobbed by his team. I think the crowd wants him to take a curtain call. Yes. Nothing like it. In his first game with the Dodgers, in the first game of the series, you may remember he hit 3 fly balls. So he can get the ball up and out. And we'll be back. look at Justin Sellers' first home run. They showed it on the screen. All eyes were riveted, and then they all started to laugh. Meanwhile, Hiroki Kuroda swings and misses at David Carpenter's pitch, and the count 0-1. You think Sellers is delighted. How about Kuroda? When was the last time he had a 7-0 lead? Maybe he put together his last 3 games. 1-1 to Hiroki. Fouled away upstairs. 1-2. It was fun looking in the dugout. You could see Evaldi and Olsen. Then down the line, Velez and Barajas, all enjoying Justin Sellers' moment. That's a foul ball. Still 1-2. For Jordan Lyle, he goes 5 1/3, and the home run ball just jumped up and bit him. Navarro with a man aboard, Kemp with nobody on, Sellers with 2 men aboard. So young Lyles had allowed 10 home runs in 79 innings, and he gives up 3 in 5 1/3 today. So that's 13 home runs in about 85 innings. Check swing, flared into right field, base hit. So Kuroda just pokes the ball into right field. He goes 1 for 3.
Left fielder number 10, Tony Gwynn Jr.
Here's the Sellers home run again. It's worth another look. High breaking ball, and I mean he whacked it. And look at the Dodgers, so thrilled for him. And now the high fives, and then the curtain call, and then the fun of watching it on TV while sitting in the dugout. Marvelous moment. You just hope that his dad was watching, relatives, the family. I'm sure they were here Friday night. For his sake, sure hope so. One thing, it'll save him a long distance call. Ground ball, backhanded by Lee. They get the front man. The return throw very late. So Gwynn hits into a 3-fix force play. That takes Kuroda off the bases. That might be a favor. And the batter will be Jamie Carroll. Carroll is walked, fly to center, grounded to third. The top 3 in the Dodger lineup are quiet. Collectively 0 for 8. Gwynn 0 for 3, Carroll 0 for 2, Ethier 0 for 3. Seven runs, 8 hits for the Dodgers. No runs, 4 hits for the Astros. Ground ball, fair ball. Paredes makes a great stop but throws too late. Jimmy, a diving stop, but by the time he gets up, Carroll beats the throw. He's now 1 for 3 with a walk. Great effort, good play, no cigar. And the batter, Andre Ethier, who is the 9th man to come up. So the Dodgers have 2 hits off Carpenter. They had 7 runs, 7 hits against Jordan Lyle. Ethier has flied to center, struck out, grounded out, 0 for 3. And a shot right between his legs down to short. Sanchez will throw him out, and that's that. 9 men to the plate, 4 come home, 2 are left, and it's 7-0 Dodgers. boost from and for Justin Sellers with his first major league home run, coming with 2 men aboard. So in a very brief time, he has his first major league hit. He scored his first major league run. Now he has his first major league home run and 3 runs batted in. And he just got here. Justin Sellers. Meanwhile, here's Carlos Lee. For Kuroda, he probably doesn't know what's going on. In his 14 losses, the Dodgers got him a total of 20 runs. And today, they give him 7. 1-0 to Carlos Lee. Struck out, hit into a double play, and singles to right field. That will be hit number 5 against Kuroda. The Astros have had 1 man get to second base. That was Angel Sanchez after he singled and Corporon was hit by a pitch. Brian Bogusevic, the right fielder, singled to right, grounded out, 1 for 2. We're in the 7th. 7-0 Dodgers. Trying to sweep the Astros and leave on a high note before going to as tough a team as there is at home, the Milwaukee Brewers. Ball 1. Bogusevic batting .293 with a home run and 4 runs batted in. One and 0. On the corner to balance it up, 1-1. Dodgers scored 2 in the second, 1 in the third, and then 4 in the 6th inning to break the game wide open. One and 2. This is the final of 9 meetings between the Dodgers and the Astros. Dodgers win it, they will have 5 wins, and the Astros will have 4. But the Dodgers had to win 3 in a row in this series to get out in front for the year against Houston. High chopper down to short, on the bag, awkward throw. In fact, couldn't make it. So just the force play, Jamie Carroll on the bag. And that'll bring up Jimmy Paredes, the third baseman. Struck out, fly to left. Made a fine catch on the foul ball where he almost went head first into the Dodger dugout. And he made a great stop on the ball hit by Carroll, but couldn't throw him out. Jimmy the switch hitter. And ball 1. Hitting back of Paredes is Angel Sanchez. One ball and no strikes. Yeah, going after that bad ball. That's the thing he's going to have to get over. One and 1. Jimmy from Haina in the Dominican Republic. 1 and 2. When he was at Corpus Christi this year, when they called him up, he had 9 home runs. He has 1 so far in the big leagues. 2 and 2. Hiroki Kuroda trying to win his 8th, trying to beat the Astros a 3rd time without a loss in his career. Little ground foul. The last time Kuroda pitched here against the Astros, he shut him out for 7 innings. So he's gone 13 1/3 innings against the Astros here at Dodger Stadium without allowing a run. Two and two. Foul ball down the line, upstairs. Don't forget, when the Dodgers come home, they have a brief 6-game homestand. They'll play Colorado on the weekend of the 26th, and then San Diego for 3, and then go back out on the road. But by that time, we will have run out of August. 2 and 2. Three and 2 to Jimmy. He's 22 years old. Kuroda going 3 and 2 with him. Hiroki has hit a batter, but he's not walked anybody. Right on the edge here. They're not going to hold Bogusevic. Foul ball. Still 3 and 2 to Jimmy Paredes. I would think Paredes is thought highly of by the Astros. To send Lance Berkman to the Yankees last year, they had to get something very good in return. Another foul ball. Mark Melancon, the pitcher, also came in that same deal. Hiroki, coming into this inning, had made 86 pitches. He's now up over 100. 3 and 2. And another foul ball. Long time for what? For a beer with the Brewers? Last victory? So Paredes just keeps fouling them off. 3 and 2. And he holds up for ball 4. So a base hit, a forced play, and a walk. In the Dodger bullpen, the Hawks. Blake Hawksworth begins to loosen up. And Angel Sanchez coming up. And Rick Honeycutt coming up and out to the mound. So timeout for the moment. The Astros have lost 5 in a row. They have lost 18 of the last 23. And of course, they'll be going home, and it will be a question of just what kind of interest they will bring. It is a very optimistic feeling, however, in talking about the Houston Astros. They have a veteran manager like Brad Mills. Brad is 54 years old. You have Doug Brocail, the pitching coach. Brad Mills, who was bothered by a bad knee as a player, sits down most of the time because he had knee replacement surgery in November of last year. There's a strike to Angel Sanchez. He hit into a double play and singled. 1-4-2. So for only the second time today, the Astros have a runner at second. Sanchez hit into a double play and singled to center, and Sanchez was the other man to get to second. after he singled and Corporon was hit by a pitch. 0-1. One and one. Pitch count now for Hiroki. They'll be watching him and counting very carefully. One ball, one strike, one out. Ground ball to the right side. Miles to Carroll. Trelawney. So Sanchez hits into his second double play of the day. No runs, one hit, a man left, and at the end of 6 1/2, 7-0 Dodgers.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and join in the singing of God Bless America.
To nothing lead as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Astros make 2 changes. They have 3 Rodriguez on the staff. Fernando, Wandy, who started last night, and Nuri Rodriguez will now pick up, and Matt Downs will take over at first base. So if you are keeping score of this little gem, you could put the pitcher in Lee's spot, put Downs to bat 9th, which means he would hit 2nd in the 8th inning. in the bottom of the 7th inning after sending 9 men to the plate in the 6th inning. It'll be Matt Kemp, Aaron Miles, and then James Loney. Dodgers have hit 3 home runs, and it's been Navarro with a man aboard, Kemp with the bases empty, and then Sellers with 2 aboard. Anuri Rodriguez taking over the pitching, and in checking, Matt Kemp is 2 for 3 with a home run against him in the past. Anuri is from the Dominican, originally signed by the Rockies 6 years ago. Fastball 0-1. Matt hitting .321. 28 home runs, 89 runs batted in. 0-2. Anuri eventually got here. Tampa Bay Rays, they sent Jason Hamill to the Rockies to get Anuri, and then the Astros selected him during the draft out of the Rays organization. 6'3", 180. And another young Astro. He's 23. He won't be 24 in the middle of December. Basically, fastball, kind of a slurvy curve, slider, and a changeup. 1-2. And he takes care of Matt, although he fouled that, but it staggered the catcher Corporon, and Kemp strikes out.
Dodgers third baseman, number 6, Aaron Miles.
So 1 out. Aaron Miles will be coming up. Aaron Miles, the switch hitter, batting left-handed, has fouled out, lost a hit to Altuve, and then singled, and that set the stage eventually for the home run by Justin Sellers. And that's hit down the line, going foul, out of play. Anuri Rodriguez, 6'3", 180. No balls, 1 strike. That's a strike. 0-2 the count. So it's been Lyles, Carpenter, and now Rodriguez. And that's probably pulled into right field, maybe more than a base hit. Bogusevic picks it up. Miles on his way for 2. He is in there. So Miles with a double to right. He's now 2 for 4. Went after a breaking ball, went down to get it, and pulled it for a double. Bogusevic making a good play to get over and cut it off, but Miles already in there. So a 1-out double will bring up James Loney. Hit number 1 off Rodriguez, hit number 10 for the Dodgers. Loney, single to right, single to center, popped up, 2 for 3. Made a spectacular double play in the 4th inning on a line drive hit by Carlos Lee. Loney leaped in the air, caught it, came down, tagging base runner J.D. Martinez at the same time. 7 runs, 10 hits for the Dodgers, no runs, 5 hits for the Astros. One ball and no strikes. In the dirt. Here's that double play earlier on the ball hit by Carlos Lee. Up the ladder goes Loney and then tags Martinez trying to get back to the bag. An electrifying play. Now James 2 for 3 looking for another hit. 2 balls and no strikes. And ball 3. Dodgers picked up 3 walks from the starter Jordan Lyles. In fact, Lyles walked the first 2 men he faced, then settled down a little bit. 3-0. And ball 4. So first and second with 1 out. Say you're hitting the road, you can take the Dodgers with you. Subscribe to MLB.tv today and see every Dodger game live or on demand on your computer and your favorite devices. Visit Dodgers.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. Deona Navarro hit a 2-run home run in the second inning, his 5th of the year, the 4th that he has hit left-handed. Since then, grounded out and walked. His walk set the stage for Justin Sellers' first major league home run. Off the plate, ball 1. Navarro batting .203, 17 runs batted in. Dodgers trying to beat Houston 4 straight at Dodger Stadium and sweep the series. That's in there. 1-1. Might have been out of the zone. 1-2. Hit down the line, foul, back into the crowd, and the count stays 1-2. After today, the Astros have 41 games left. They will have lost 83 with 41 left. In order to get to that 119, the bottom of the barrel held by Detroit, they'd have to lose another 36 out of 41. Shot up the middle, on the bag for 1 is Sanchez, and then doubles him up at first. So the Dodgers go down in the 7th inning. No runs, a hit, a man left. And at the end of 7-0 Dodgers. Change their furniture a little bit in the outfield. Eugenio Velez will go into left field. Tony Gwynn will move over to center field. Trent Olgen will into right field. And the new pitcher, Blake Hawksworth. So for Hiroki Kuroda, 7 innings, 5 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, and he made 106 pitches. Of course, anytime you see an overwhelming pitching performance, Clayton Kershaw striking out 9, Kuroda shutting out Houston for 7, it's tempered by the fact of the quality of the opposition, let's be honest. And for the Astros, they are really not quite ready, a lot of these young players. But next year, Houston feels they will be playing a heck of a lot better. As we said, losing today, they will have lost 83 games. Tough for Brad Mills. He was a terrific competitor as a ball player. I think we mentioned he was an All-American at Arizona State. He was Terry Francona's roommate, and he was the bench coach with Terry in Philadelphia and in Boston. He first saw a ball game, he said he was a little boy, and his dad took him to a Giants game. And that was the beginning of his love affair. Ball 1 to Carlos Corporon, the catcher, who was struck out, nicked by a pitch. 1 ball and no strikes. One and one. Hawksworth picking up the pieces here for Hiroki Kuroda, and he'll be pitching to Corporon. Then the first baseman, Matt Downs, and then Shuck, the center fielder. The Hawk is all of 28. Compared to a lot of Astros, they think of him as an old man. High foul off third. Miles checking, and it comes back to him. So Corporon fouls out, 1 down, and Matt Downs coming up.
Now batting, first baseman number 16, Matt Downs.
Matt Downs went to the University of Alabama. He was originally a 36th round choice of the Giants 5 years ago. He was a big man on campus. He was a star, in fact. Infielder, outfielder, playing first base. 6'2", 190. Matt's 27 years old. The Astros claimed him off waivers last year from the Giants. He's had 8 pinch hits. He's had a half a dozen runs batted in. Tough man coming off the bench. Off speed, 1 ball and 1 strike. Good numbers for Downs. He's hitting .406 with runners in scoring position, hitting .367 with men on base, but he's got Carlos Lee ahead of him, at least for now. Matt, 6'2", 190. 2-1. 2-2. So Blake Hawksworth trying to set him down. Then we'll go to the leadoff man. That would be J.B. Shuck. 2-2. Fouled away. So Hiroki Kuroda finally got some runs to lean on, and he made the most of it, shutting down the Astros for 7 innings. Two balls, 2 strikes. We're in the 8th. 7-0 Dodgers. Fouled away. So Downs giving it his best shot. Two and two. Foul back. Downs doing reasonably well against right-hand pitching. He's hitting better than 250. Left-handers have, quote, got him down. He's hitting just 200 against them. He's only started 21 games all year. Two and two to Matt Downs. Ball three. Downs at Alabama even pitched 4 innings in relief in an NCAA regional game. And pops it foul. Navarro on his way along with Loney. Loney will take care of it. Leona Navarro almost nailed Mike Estabrook, the plate umpire, when he gave that quick throw of the mask. You know, a reminder, Fox Sports Game Connect, that's the ultimate online experience for fans. Log on to take part in the most interactive forum during Dodger games. Stats, trends, live Twitter feeds. Fox Sports Game Connect, now available on foxsportswest.com. 2 down. Here's J.B. Shuck III. Flied to right, lined out, grounded out. And ball 1. Beautiful day in the ballpark. 80 degrees when the game started. Little ground ball. Here's Carroll. So they go 1-2-3 to the Astros, and at the end of 7.5, it remains Dodgers 7, Astros nothing. In the life of a young Major League Baseball player, Justin Sellers got a ball up and reached the seats alongside the Dodger bullpen. His first Major League home run. Matt Kemp, everybody was delighted for him. They all know what it's like for numero uno. And look at him. Calm, collected. Oh, great moment for all of us. Except perhaps for Jordan Lyles, the 20-year-old pitcher for Houston, who gave it up. We have reached the bottom of the 8th inning, and here's Justin. Struck out, fouled out, and then hit the 3-run home run. So, boy, in a very short time, he has certainly experienced a lot. Starting last night, and of course the first night had to be a big thrill. 0-1. Game 1, he had 3 fly balls. Last night he had a walk, a single, and scored a run. And today a 3-run home run. 0-1. 1-1. On deck, Trent Olson, who is batting in the pitcher spot and playing right field. Time. One and one. And a high foul. I mean high. Corporon staggering and makes the catch in foul ground. Jimmy Paredes had to sit down to avoid a collision. The Sellers hits it high and fouled, and Corporon is on it, one away. Tell you, he's stronger than he looks. I mean, that foul ball, that was the kind of a foul ball Matt Kemp might hit. So he has a little pop. Now Trent Olson coming up. Trent hitting .220 with a home run, 4 RBIs. Good eye, Mike. The other night you had to feel badly for him. If you remember, he had to come up and hit, inheriting a count when D. Gordon went out with a bad shoulder. Olson, minding his own business in the dugout, was sent up to hit. No balls and 2 strikes late in the game against Cliff Lee. He hits one high and foul. This one will go into the stands for sure. And a nice catch back there. Paid attendance today, 36,339. 36,339. Oh and 1 to Trent. 1-1. Well, the Diamondbacks are trying to hold on. The Giants won their game, and the Diamondbacks are leading the Mets 4-3 thanks to Justin Upton. 1-2 to Trent. Upton has hit his 25th home run. They're trying to get by the loss of Jason Marquise, who hurt his foot. Had to leave the game. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Trent Olson. Two and two. Trent is 2 for 11 as a pinch hitter facing Anuri Rodriguez. Breaking ball stayed up. 3-2. Waiting on deck, the leadoff man, Tony Gwynn. Seven nothing Dodgers. 1 out in the 8th. Foul ball. Still 3-2. For Olson, no way to crack in the starting lineup. So it's tough enough for a veteran player, but it's extremely difficult for a young player really just trying to get started. 3-2. And he's aboard with the walk. So Rodriguez surrenders the walk. He had walked Loney.
Number 10, Tony Gwynn Jr.
Tony Gwynn walked to lead off the game, popped to short, tried to bunt his way aboard and was nailed, and hit into a force play. So Tony is 0 for 3. Gwynn last night, 2 singles, triple, and 2 stolen bases. And pulls it foul, 0-1. If you're Davey Lopes, or if you're a coach at first, when a left-hand hitter hits the ball like that, you're not only worrying about the line drive where it's going, and then when it hits the wall, you have to make sure you don't get nailed as it comes off the wall. Davey's quick to avoid, but nevertheless, he had to be on his toes. 0-1. And a fly ball to center. Shuck is out there. Makes the catch. Olchin back to first. And with 2 out, Jamie Carroll coming up.
Second baseman, Jamie Carroll.
Following Carroll is Eugenio Velez. Velez, should he get a chance to come up, it would be a rather interesting at bat. Dodgers lead 7-0, 2 out, 8th inning. Jamie has walked, fly to center, grounded to third, single to third. Strike. Jamie's single over the bag at third could have been a double except for the great diving stop by Jimmy Paredes. 0-1. And off speed for a strike. 0-2. Down in the Dodger bullpen, Hung-Chi Kuo begins to loosen up. 0-2 to Carroll. Got him. So down goes Jamie. No runs, no hits, a walk. Velez will not have an at bat. And at the end of 8, 7-0 Dodgers. Hung-Chi Kuo will be the third Dodger pitcher. Hiroki Kuroda won a strong 7, gave up 5 hits and no runs. The Hawks set him down in order 1-2-3, and now Hung-Chi Kuo trying to get Altuve, Martinez, and Lee's replacement, and that would be the pitcher spot. So we'll find out about the hitter. So Hung-Chi Kuo, who has had his problems, as you know, trying to get some quick outs. Hung-Chi's numbers, the most important part, you would look in the control area, and right away you'd understand it has been a battle. He has struck out 19, but he has walked 17. So he's had a personal war. A record of 0-1. And the Dodgers would love it just to see him throw some strikes. Jose Altuve, the second baseman, will present him a problem at 5-6. Altuve, a struck out single, popped up a bunt, and Deona Navarro made a diving, sprawling catch to get him in the 6th inning. So Altuve checking in, and Kuo about ready to go to work. Hung-Chi Kuo still throws awfully hard. And ball 1. So he begins at 93. When he does get that ball in the strike zone, he's tough. He's averaging better than 12 strikeouts per 9 innings. But he's also walking almost the same. Good fastball. 1-1 to count. Dodgers trying to sweep the Astros for the first time at home in a 3-game series. First time since 2001. Two balls, 1 strike. J.D. Martinez on deck. And the fastball hit in the air to left field, cruising over his Velez. And we have 1 out. That'll bring up J.D. Martinez, who is single to right, hit into a force play and grounded to short. He was doubled up at first on that leaping catch by James Loney of the line drive hit by Carlos Lee. Jason Michaels, who started last night, went 0 for 4, is on deck as a pinch hitter. Fastball whacked to right center. Tony Gwynn is right there. So 2 down. And the veteran Jason Michaels now coming up. So the Astros down to their last out. They're heading home now as the Dodgers prepare to go out on the road. 4 games in Milwaukee, which will provide quite a challenge. Remember, not only is Milwaukee leading the Cardinals by 5, they have the remarkable record 43-15 at home. And the Dodgers play them 4. Right. Ron Renicky obviously doing a great job piloting the Brewers. 0-1 to Michaels. That's away. 7 runs, 10 hits for the Dodgers, and no errors. For the Astros, no runs and 5 hits. The Astros have been shut out 7 times so far this year. That's in there. 1-2. The Dodgers have shut out the opposition 14 times. Kuo now trying to finish off Michaels, finish off the game, finish off the series, finish off the homestand. Fastball got him. So Kuo picks up a strikeout, and the Astros go down for the 83rd time this year. No runs, 5 hits, and no errors. The winner, Hiroki Kuroda, he's 8-14. The loser, Jordan Lyles, he is 1-7. The Dodgers sweep the series for the first time since 2001. They've beaten Houston 4 straight at Dodger Stadium. They will take a 3-game winning streak to Milwaukee, and the Astros will take a 6-game losing streak back to Texas. For the Dodgers, they're pitching coming up for that big series with Milwaukee. Ted Lilly against Randy Wolf. Then Chad Billingsley against Giovanni Gallardo. Nathan Eovaldi will pitch Game 3 against Zach Greinke. Clayton Kershaw will finish it off against Marco Estrada. So that'll do it. Stay tuned for Dodgers Live coming up next. Good afternoon, everybody.